Hello and welcome to the TARDIS Console. So this is a build that's been going on for a little while now, actually about 3 months, and it's been updated a few times on TARDIS builders, but I thought I'd give you a look round on the camera just to show you a bit more in depth about what's going on and how it's made. So yeah, so this is the console at the moment. It's probably about, I'd say, 60% done. Yesterday I got my newly installed time rotor. That was £38.50. The bulb at the top has unfortunately blown. So we're currently, as you can see, in this summer house here. So space isn't exactly big. Oh, there's the bench seat that's a work in progress. So basically we have a computer monitor which will at some point be hooked up to the computer, and that will have the Gallifreyan text and everything moving on that. Currently working on a video at the moment with my friend Tom. I've tried my best to keep the console as close as possible as I can with making or getting parts for it. As you can see, there are a few bits and pieces on here that you'll recognise. So these pumps here, the vortex loops, they're on there. There's 3 of those, there's another one over here. There's a homemade trim phone from a piece of wood. This little switch here, which does have some blue lights in. I think if I turn the light off you'll be able to see it a little bit better. So that works on there. Some dials just made from old things there. The levers here, they're made just from some thin aluminium sheet which they move, and have that. Bell. These originally I was looking for some metal sheet and unfortunately couldn't find anything, so what I've done is I've used some sheeting here, which you can see is a oven mesh which I've mounted on top of a piece of perspex to give you the effect, so I've got something to screw into. So this is one of the panels that's ongoing. There's a CRT yoke made from a piece of MDF, and an old tap fitting from some garden equipment. Here is the main DMAT lever, which has a switch on it when you pull down the lever. So basically there's a windscreen wiper motor that will be attached to that, which will make the rotor move up and down. There's helping hands here with the Singer sewing machine handle. There's another one around the corner. There's a handbrake which sits on there. There's, instead of trying to make the shapes of the blocks that are on there, which some people believe were tripod stands, I've just used some general speakers, which possibly I'm thinking of putting some wires on. But there's a car radio here which I'm planning on getting fixed up. There's a sextant, which was a little bit smaller than expected when I bought it, but I quite like the size of it. Another part here with the 4 buttons on, which was a piece of MDF and some buttons that I've made, so they push in and what have you. So there's a tap here which is on a piece of pipe that hangs from the ceiling, and then there's a panel that's got to go in here. There's another of the levers, so they're there. There's a sight glass there which is made from an old olive oil bottle, and a barbecue skewers and some MDF. There's an Ipod Dock on there, so should be able to put an iPod into the console. There's a hat stand which has got a load of wires hanging off it at the moment. There's a couple of lights which give the lights the room the lighting that it has, and the switch is down here, so you can now see it's a little bit darker and turn it on. Now this here, I was trying to look for some paperweights but couldn't find any, so I've used tea light holders. Some more speakers here. There's a panel here which is just made out of a piece of MDF and a set of rule plugs, and then I've used a Sharpie to draw on top of it. There's lots of motors and dials and stuff for the twiddly parts, which originally are hard drive motors, which I've only got one of, which is on here. There's the light from the episode with the mastering, and in the TARDIS there's some flicky switches. This is one of the original parts from my very first console that I probably made. These here crystals, as you can see, they're screwballs, which I thought was the best way in which to be able to make the thing. So yeah, there's lots of bits and pieces that are being wired up and done. There's lots of piping that hangs from the ceiling and what have you, just to give you the visual effect of hanging. The console screen does move around, although at the moment it's slightly weighted, which is pulling the rotor itself down, so I've got to put some weights on the back of that. Down here is the Pyrene fire extinguisher, which I'm still planning to get mounted on the bottom of these buttresses. These two still need finishing off. As you can see, these are chicken wire. These are the two experimental ones that I done at the start until I decided to finish them off with cardboard, and the cardboard actually gives quite a good strength with the mod rock on top. There's some pipe insulation which is going to be sitting under here, underneath the main panel, and there's some perspex there which is going to be able to finish off what's needed. So yeah, there's still bits and pieces to be done. There's the bench seat here, which will be finished off. I've got to get some fabric for that. That's just made from 3 old computer chairs, and I've modified the chairs to make the shape of it. So there's still quite a few bits and pieces to finish off, but I've got 5 weeks to finish it till NightCon, as we're going on a couple of weeks break before we go to NightCon, so time is limited, but that's the plan. So yeah, hopefully some more updates soon, and thank you for watching.